it's obviously collecting information.
Yeah, no, you used to have some vans like here that had like TV detecting equipment on them.
No, not at all. We do satellite trucks.
Right. Welcome back, everybody. So today we're here in Ely CB6 postcode, Cambridgeshire ish. It's more east than Cambridge, and we're looking at this place here, DB Broadcast. Got a satellite dish over there. This land around here is very flat. As we know, the east of England is flat, but very, very flat. You can see literally no hills, nothing. Yeah, so DB Broadcast, basically they have vans here that are TV detector vans for the TV licensing agency. So this is where the vans are, or should be. Maybe that's one right there. Not entirely sure what they look like. We've got a warehouse door open here. We could just walk over, have a look, I think. Rather than zooming in, we'll just walk up, have a nosy. It's all unattended.
What?
Oh, sorry, mate. I was saying it's unattended.
No, I'm hiding in here.
It's not unattended, yeah. Where's all the vans? All your TV vans, the detector vans. Where are they at? Sorry, say again.
So who are you?
No, I'm just filming a video, mate.
Oh, okay.
But I know the TV detector vans are normally here.
I don't know about that.
I can't see any. Yeah, then
Why do we do satellites?
satellites.
Yeah.
But I know you have a contract with the.
Yeah, sorry, I can't talk to you.
Oh, that's quite rude, isn't it, mate?
I know, but yeah, unwelcome.
Unwelcome. Wow, what a rude man. Doesn't look good for your company, mate, that. He just walks over and shuts the door. What a rude man. He could have just said, look, I can't talk, I'm going to have to shut the shutter. He just shut it down. Let's have a look over here. So obviously I got it right, didn't I? TV detector vans. Obviously he wouldn't have shut it like that if it wasn't true. What we got in here then? Pretty messy, isn't it? Got another satellite dish there, look. Brand new wiring. In fact, it's so brand new, it's not actually done yet. And look at that beast. Wouldn't mind connecting my broadband to that. I could upload a video in a second. I've no doubt he's going to get someone to come out or notify them after that. He appeared friendly and then just locked the shutter like. Funny guy. He obviously clocked on that I knew what I was talking about, and he didn't want to have anything shown any further or said. I think we'll just walk along the pathway. Oh. Doesn't look like a lot going on in there. Got some computer stuff. Look. There's some more computer stuff there. Connections. Not allowed. Broadcast and satellite systems from concept to delivery. Interesting. So I'm not sure what he was on about. Maybe they make the vans here, or they make the equipment for the vans here. Got more satellites up here. Should we go and have a little look? Cameras. Got some people on their break in there. Got more cameras up there. That's on board there.
Oh yeah?
Hello mate, right.
This is all private property.
Was it you I spoke to outside?
You are?
Did I talk to you already? No?
No.
Ah.
No,
I'm just walking round, mate.
Don't walk in front of them, otherwise you interrupt the signals.
I'm looking for some TV licensing vans, or the equipment that you do for that.
Don't know what you're about. But yeah, stay away from them. This is all private property.
I'm just having a walk around, mate.
Yeah, no, this is all private property.
Yeah.
And come away from the front of those, otherwise you're disrupting our signals.
Your signal, is it?
Our signals, yeah.
For what?
Is that our business? Are you filming?
The GoPro's on, yeah.
Yeah.
But it ain't coming through there for your business now, is it? Surely not. No.
Look at the company name.
I know what you do, mate.
So
So you're telling me if I walk in front of that, you're going to get no internet, no electric, or what?
no, it's not electric, not internet, it's our TV signals.
Right. Okay. I'll keep away from them. Don't worry.
Get around the back.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Oh, look at this little device here. Very flat land. Look at that. Got a square dish there. Somebody else out there now, look. Hello. Coming over this one. No. Cameras there. Sorry? Concerned?
I'm mildly concerned that you're filming our property on our property.
Why is it? No, I've been off now. I'm off.
Partly just because, obviously,
Go on.
collecting information. You know,
Yeah,
this
I'm
is a
just
secure
collecting-
area. You know,
Yeah.
it's our business.
I am
I'm
just
not-
collecting data for the company. Yeah, you know, the
Yeah,
outside
but-
of the building, cameras, satellite dishes, stuff like that.
but that-
Well,
but that
where's all
is-
your vans? No, you used to have some vans out here that had like TV detecting equipment on them.
No, not at all. We do satellite trucks.
Right.
We've done those
okay.
previously for people.
Yeah, yeah.
And OB trucks.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this is private property. I'm really sorry.
Not here's not, mate. On
Yeah.
there is obviously, but
It is,
whole
believe it or
site-
not.
The
Well,
whole site is
don't
private.
come on to me about the whole site.
no,
It's
can
owned
I,
by-
The whole
James
site is
Brown.
publicly accessible.
no, can I
Yeah.
just say? Can I
This
just say-
guy's business obviously is different.
No, but can I just say our property is this plot, our boundary is the big square, and therefore technically our boundary is up there. I'm
So
just
who-
saying-
So who mans this grass, mate? Because I
Right,
don't
we're
think you
property.
guys
no,
do
no,
you?
no, this is DB Broadcast's property.
How far does it go?
Do you, want...
You can keep stepping into me, mate. I'll just step
no,
back
no,
towards
no,
you.
no,
all right.
No, I'm not. I'm just showing
Yeah,
you.
you are. You
Then-
keep edging closer, mate.
look,
So
sorry.
that grass finishes there. It's nice and long.
No,
So to me, there's been a mower go along here. I wouldn't say that you guys own the whole of that land
Okay.
personally, but
if,
go on.
If you would like to dispute what's at the land registry, that's cool. Look it up. All I'm saying is, this is a wildflower meadow that we planted as part of our
Okay.
property when we built it.
Yeah. So where would you like me to stand and film, mate?
So the road is just there, at which point,
We're on a road now. Where do you want me to stand?
well, this road is ours. The road
So
over there
that's my
is,
point to the road. Tell me.
That
Main
road
road
over there
The one we're going past.
is
On the
is-
corner.
is Grovemere's property, and from that
No, where
point-
does your land finish?
at the T junction.
Okay. I'll go and stand on the corner. That's no worries, mate. I've
That's
got a
what-
drone in the bag. I'll just fly in with that instead and do the
So,
footage with that.
I don't know what you're trying to find, and also I'm
I'm just
concerned.
documenting.
I'm a little bit concerned just about the general security and what is going to happen with the footage or whatever you're collecting.
I'm going to publish it on the internet at some point.
For okay,
Right. That's all. People can watch, see what you've got.
Yep.
That shutter was open when I came, so I had a little look in there. The small one, not the big one.
Okay, so you're filming our premises,
Yeah. I
Doing
just had a quick look around.
our business.
Do you have solar panels? I haven't been on the roof yet. So
Yeah, we've got 100 kilowatts or so.
that's great. Yeah. So I'll see that with the drone. That'd be good.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I mean it's on our corporate video on
Is it?
our website. Yeah, already.
Okay,
I mean, you
yeah,
can
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it on
Electronic charging. Very good.
that. Of course.
Disabled base, I
Yeah, of
presume.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've seen
A
all
lot of
that.
companies don't.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, they're sensible things to do in the current climate for a number of reasons.
Current climate. Go on. Expand on that. A lot of people say that these days, don't they?
They
You
do,
think?
but
What do you mean by that?
I just mean it's the right thing to do.
Right. In the current climate, or generally.
Oh,
I just hear a lot of people say it, and I'm just like, what do they mean by current climate, or
I
in this
think
day and age? You know,
I think if you're fully aware, and you,
fully aware. What do you mean by that?
what I mean is, you're obviously recording an awful lot of content. You're recording me. You're recording the security doctor. You're recording our conversation.
I didn't notice the disabled base. I'll be honest, I didn't look for those. I just
So I'm
that's why I was asking you,
just-
mate.
Just intrigued.
To save me going over with the drone there, I can keep the drone over the building instead. So that's all.
Yeah.
So you want me in the corner?
What I'm saying is,
I'll go there.
I'm concerned for the security. of
Don't
the
be concerned, mate. It's
Well,
nothing to worry about.
I am, because you've taken footage on our premises, whilst on our premises without our consent, and that makes me a little bit nervous.
Okay. Maybe consider getting some security fitted. I don't know, something like a fence or a gate. But I did just walk on. I did just walk around, as you saw, or been told. I didn't presume it was a high security place, or sensitive data or whatever you know. So
Any business has something that is sensitive.
So the TV licensing. Apparently, you guys make the equipment to detect the TVs outside the property for the vans.
I don't know what
That's why I
you're
came.
talking about. I don't know. We don't know. I have no idea.
So
how-
are you denying that you don't make it? Well, you have made it in the
haven't
past.
We haven't had anything to do with that.
Okay. What it is, I went in that little warehouse. There was a
So
guy.
are you telling me that you have entered our property?
That little,
Are you telling me that you have physically entered and crossed the threshold of our property?
where's the threshold?
Well, have you walked through that roller shutter door?
So that shutter door was up, right?
Right. Have you crossed over onto the threshold?
You can let me finish. You're going to keep talking over me.
I want you to be clear.
It's
as to
two-way
what you've
conversation.
done. Yeah. I want you to be clear on
Yeah.
what you've done.
Yeah, but you're asking me a question, and when I try to answer you, you keep butting in. Are you going to let me talk? Right. The shutter was open. The small one was. Right. So when I walked over there, the guy in there was sat at the computer. As soon as I mentioned the TV licensing, you went a bit weird and shut the shutter real quickly. So to me, that told me that probably you do that or have done that. That's all, mate. To answer your question, I stood at the shutter. Spoke to him there.
But again, it was filmed.
So it would have been on the.
within our property.
I did. I mean, there were a few interesting things in there. I mean, I don't know what they are myself, but I'm sure the viewers, when they watch, they'll like know what it is. You know, I don't know. So I just come along and get the footage. That's all I do. So.
Because it's all obviously in the public domain, in your words, can you confirm who you are, please?
What would the first part of that sentence have anything to do with anything?
Well,
Yeah, mate, you're blocking the road, mate.
this one. I'm asking you who you are because you have done a whole bunch of stuff on our property, and all I'm saying is, can you confirm to me who you are or not?
Why would you need my name or my, what do you want? Address, date of birth? What would you
Website?
like? Website?
Well, you know,
It's a bit personal, mate, isn't it? Be honest. I haven't asked you anything like that. I mean,
but you have collected some data without our consent. So all I'm saying to you is, if you think it's publishable, then it will be in the public domain. So therefore,
it will be, yeah.
There's no harm in you sharing who you are and where you're going to publish.
I'm confident you'll see it at some point. It's not going to be like on a hidden website. So what do those guys deliver to you guys?
I don't know.
Oh, I can see into the.
Electrical.
I can see into the warehouse a little bit, but nothing too exciting, I guess. Let's have a little look.
Right, please, can you leave our premises?
Yeah, mate, I'm just
Your applied
busy at the moment, hold on.
has been revoked.
there we go. Sorry, continue.
Can you please leave the premises?
So I'm
No,
gonna go where he told me
Out
the
there.
boundary is.
When you get outside, that then becomes Grosvenor property,
Yep.
which is owned by one person, the whole site. And they've just sent me down here. If you want a video, I know you're an auditor, go to the office, get permission off them as they own it.
No, thank you. I'm gonna go to the corner where I've been told by the gentleman to go to, and
That's where his property finished,
I'm gonna continue filming on there.
and that's where
Yeah,
Grosvenor's
I've got other
begins.
businesses to film today on your site, so I'm going to continue doing that today, mate. There's no way that you guys can revoke the access of the whole site. It's not possible.
Because it's owned by one person.
Are they here?
Yes,
Bring them down.
they're in the office.
Bring them down.
And then you can do that.
This site, due to the businesses on here, is publicly accessible.
It is.
You can't revoke that access.
You can.
Certainly not for filming.
You can.
No.
If you're disturbing people, causing problems.
No, we're doing public interest videos, so we're filming to show the public different interesting things that they're interested in, right?
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you do, but
So let me crack on.
as this is private, it's a private
It
site.
doesn't make any difference. Here does. Should we go and talk on the corner so we're off the site?
Yeah, you can go up there.
Let's go and talk there. So at least while we're talking, I can say to you, I'm where I need to be. All right? And plus you're in the road, so you'll be out the road then. You don't want you having an accident, mate. All right, we'll take the drone up from this corner. I might do it with him here. Just a quick little check on drone assist. And we are all good to fly here, just outside Ely. No flight restrictions in this area. So we'll get the drone up. Nosy Nick will go up and over, be nosy on the site. And I presume security are getting the one owner of the site down. But we're going to be droning, so it's unfortunate we won't be able to talk until we're finished doing that. Let's have a look at DB broadcast from above. And look how flat the land is here, guys. Oh, he's coming out now. It's too late, buddy. Right, let's go look at these disabled bays first. 3 of them, very good.
Right, one of the blokes.
Just flying at the minute, mate. All right.
They're coming down.
Say it again. One of the
directors
okay.
And the owners are coming down.
Great.
They're going to either talk to you, let you carry on, or ask you to leave.
It won't be letting me carry on, mate, because with all due respect to you, you've been polite, right? But this road is publicly accessible. It doesn't matter who owns it. Anybody can drive in. There's no gatehouse. There's no security check.
There is. You came through a gatehouse as you come on site, and the barriers which drop.
No, I didn't.
If you come in the main site, you did.
I don't know where I came in, mate. There was nothing. But you know, like a port or like Canary Wharf in London, there's actually a gatehouse and a barrier. You physically have to stop, and they say, where are you going, what business you're going to. You go in. That's different.
There is a gatehouse and there is barriers.
But even on the port, they can't just kick you off, just revoke your access. Because you could be on there to access any of the what you want to do, right? And here's the same. I could say to you, I've got an appointment there in half an hour. You don't know if I have or I haven't, but if I have, you can't kick me off because
I know you've got one there.
But then you guys are preventing the businesses from having their customers. So with that,
that's the business what filming.
But with that, no, but they've rang you. I've left their property.
I've had 2 or 3 phone calls.
I haven't been anywhere else, mate.
No, it's just because you're filming.
I haven't filmed anywhere else. Started filming literally here.
Camera, people see and they get.
Right, that's fine. My point is, they can't kick you. Nobody can kick you off the site.
Have a word.
Well,
with them.
they're gonna have to wait because I'm flying the drone at the minute, mate. Let's have a look at these solar panels then. There he is. All right, mate.
Who are you doing all this for?
Myself.
Yourself?
Yes.
Have you? But you've not asked any permission to be on private property. It's a completely private site.
Yeah, it's publicly accessible, mate, the site.
Doesn't have to be. We have a sign up here that says it's for employees on the site.
I've got a drone up at the moment.
Yeah.
Are you happy to wait 10 minutes or shall I land that and talk to you and then take it back up?
Land it, come to the office and talk to us about what you're doing.
I'll land it here. I'll talk to you here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take it back up here. I'm not going to come over there and waste my time.
Why are you being aggressive?
Sorry, aggressive?
Yeah. You're
How am I being aggressive?
Confrontational. We own the park here.
Because you're trying to implement things that are not legally enforceable. Yeah, yeah.
What?
So you have to land the drone, come to the office.
Yeah.
I don't mind landing it for the safety of the aircraft and to save the battery. Rather than it hovering, I can land it, talk to you.
Yeah.
Whatever we decide to do.
Do that.
You guys leave and I'll crack on. But then you said, oh, come to the office. Why?
So we can have a conversation about what you're trying to do?
I don't mean to come across a little bit like I got my wall up to you.
Yeah.
You can understand I've been spoken to by those guys.
You
and
own this site privately.
Yeah, and I've came to the corner straight away.
Yeah.
Right? And then this guy, and you're on the back of all that. So that's why I got my back up a little bit.
This is my private road, owned by...
Are you the actual owner, the whole of...
Yes.
You're the main man, yeah? Cool. All right, I'll land this here. We'll have a little chat and we'll go from there, yeah?
Yeah.
No problem. Hit the drone down a second. Right, I feel better now because I can talk to you and the drone's not hovering.
Good.
So how can I help, mate?
So tell me what you're doing.
Flying a drone over
For
DV broadcast at the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
who have their own sort of private information in their building, which, as you can probably
Yeah.
understand, they want to keep private. As do the robotics people over here as well. You
Didn't know they
have to
did that,
sign
but
NDAs to go in the building because
Yeah.
it's so critical. The information doesn't get sent
Yeah.
anywhere else. So you're in an area
I can understand that.
where we're sort of, dealing with companies who want to be here for a security aspect,
Yeah.
privacy on what they're doing. So all I'm asking is why you're here, what you're doing.
But they are secure, right? They have a wall, they have a roof, they have, you can't just
But there's
literally...
windows, the windows are massive in these
But you did
buildings.
actually walk into the building, you said so earlier.
No, I didn't.
You did, you said you went to the shutter door.
To the shutter door to inquire, yeah. And then the guy shut the shutter, that's right.
Whilst
I don't
we're
wander
here-
into buildings.
No, but that's appreciated. And we're an open site where we've got 2,500 people working on site every day.
Open,
Yes.
that's my key word. I drove in.
Open
drove
to the
back off.
employees on the park. It's a private estate.
I don't deny it's maybe a private
At
estate.
the point you come through the barriers, we own everything from that point for the security of the businesses
Yeah,
here
yeah,
on the
yeah.
site.
That's fine, but that's not my business, isn't it?
No.
You can own whatever you
Mhm.
you could own that field over there, but if there's a public path through it, I'm going to walk through it, right?
I don't know the ins and outs of the public rights of way for people. All I'm trying
It's a
to
good
do
answer.
is protect the businesses here
Yeah.
for the park. And hopefully you can see my point of view.
Yeah, so I've explained to your colleague, well, in fact, he told me what I'm doing, what we're doing.
You're an auditor.
Right, what does that entail?
He's a what, sorry?
Auditor. He goes
Auditor.
around to police stations, places, sometimes trying to get a reaction. I don't actually know what
So that's your
is
interpretation of an
best.
auditor. I film companies, not really police stations, but people do that, and they document public buildings or interesting places to show what they do, talk about what they do. If employees come out, we ask them, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
They explain if they do. Here haven't, but a lot of places do.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I'm
that's
happy
it.
for you to do that if we ask each different business if they're happy to have
Well, you don't need to be
on this
involved in
site.
that. I generally will do that when I turn up. They're not happy with it, so it's
Yeah,
that
but
one's a
I've had
negative
to
today.
organise an appointment to come and see these people, so why shouldn't you?
because from here,
Yeah.
granted on that one I did walk over there
Yeah.
because there was somebody over there I wanted to ask them a question, but usually I'll stay here, film from here, fly my drone over.
Our footpath.
From the publicly accessible areas.
This is private, it's not public in any way. It's purely private. We built the roads, we deliver the roads, we upkeep the roads. It's not public land. When you come through the
I didn't say
barrier-
public land.
Sorry,
Publicly accessible, there's a
sorry,
difference.
you're trying to catch me out.
No.
in-
Public land
in
would be
terminology.
the council owned or maintained, which means anybody can walk there.
Yeah.
Access can't be revoked.
Yeah.
Private land, like over there, is different. If they say leave, you've got to leave or you're trespassing, right?
Same here.
Publicly accessible is privately owned, like you own it, but the public do have, look, they're over there, look, public have access to it without
They're
asking
employees
permission.
on the park.
Okay, they may not be,
I think they probably are.
but you wouldn't challenge them necessarily. As long as they're not doing nothing wrong, you'd
No.
let them carry on.
Yes.
That's the point.
They're not doing anything wrong.
Neither am I.
Opinion. You're flying over private property. So
I am, yeah.
hopefully you can see where I'm coming from.
I get your concern.
And these are private businesses that are trying to keep their, intelligence private. And
Okay.
having a drone flying past the window might
Well, it's
disrupt that.
quite high.
Yeah.
It's above the roof.
But we don't know that. You could bring it down past the window and it could take a snapshot or something. I don't know. But,
I'd have more chance with the zoom camera doing that if I really
Yeah.
wanted to do that.
Hopefully you can see where I'm coming from.
You're within your right to come and ask,
Yeah.
and I've explained to you.
Yeah.
And he even knows kind of what it is. It's not like a terrorist thing, right? It's a
Could be hostile reconnaissance, but
yeah.
Could be anything.
His judgment is probably it's what he described as an auditor, which is
which also means you're flying a 250 drone, which should have your, what's the word for it, not license, because under 250 they don't need a license, so they need a registration number on it.
that.
Is that the one that's printed on it?
It's not printed on it. No, you have to stick it on. Operator ID.
Yes.
Yeah. See, he knows his stuff. As a security guard, he knows his drone stuff,
That's
which is rare, but it's good.
Yeah.
So we check people are doing things right, not just security, but if the company have got loads of rubbish in the yard, or the disabled base blocked with a car that's...
I'm checking that you're doing things right too, if that
I am.
makes sense. And I would like you to request permission to take drone footage of any of the properties on this site, so I can ask the occupiers if that's okay.
What if they say no?
Then I'd rather you didn't.
See, I can do it legally, right? So to ask is a little bit...
Who do we find out whether that's true from? Who do you go via to legally have the access to people's property?
This security guard might actually know the answer. I don't know.
What's that, sorry?
Go on, what's the concern?
You're saying legally you have the right to do this.
You're saying I should ask every business, and you'd feel better if I do that.
Well,
but what if they say no?
Yes. Okay. So
then if I do it,
say no, who do you approach to get their permission?
Usually, I'd stay on the public or the publicly accessible area here. I'd zoom in with this. I'd talk about the company. I'd stay here. I'd fly over like I was when you arrived. They would have no say in me doing that.
Okay.
They may well come out and ask me what I'm doing, or challenge me, or try and stop me. But they wouldn't have authority to say you can't do that, you know, basically. As I was saying, do you know? You may well know.
Pretty true, but as this is a private site, you do have the right to ask him to move himself from it, because he's trespassing.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then you have the right to call the police and have him criminally trespass off the site.
So you were doing really good. That's not correct.
It is on a private site.
No.
Yes, you have public right of access, which the owners can revoke, as you can through a gated building with a security.
When I do leave, you can show me that. I didn't see no gate or barrier, but
if you drove in,
there's two barriers.
Is there?
One in, one out.
If you drove in.
Yeah.
I drove in. I've driven in and off, and I've parked off site now. But I did drive on initially.
Then you must have seen the two barriers as you come in, because they've got green.
Were they been down or up?
Up at the moment.
Right. You know more than me. I didn't see anything on the way in. There's possibly a barrier being up. I don't know. But
there is, and a gatehouse right by the side of it.
But it's not like a port, is it? Where you drive in, the police stop you and go, "Where are you going? Where's your appointment?" Okay, on you go. That's limited access, right?
Most people that attend these buildings make an appointment to go and see them.
Okay.
You know, and I can't control that because they're running, you know, thousands of people out of here each day. But certainly we close the barrier, so at night you wouldn't be allowed into the site.
You could walk in, right?
You could walk in. He could walk in, I guess. But we'd ask you what you were doing here and whether you had
at night time. Probably you would ask, yeah.
Yeah.
There's more. Somebody would stand out when they're walking in at night.
Yeah.
So, but as you said, you can't control. If I said to you, I've got an appointment there in half an hour, I may well have, right?
Yeah.
You don't know that, right?
No.
So you can't kick me off the site. Meaning that your theory doesn't legally make sense. That's what I'm trying to say. I may have an appointment on site today.
But you haven't.
But do you know that for sure?
Yeah, because when you was asked, you just said you was doing the...
Okay, for me...
The first location, this one.
We've had a call from them saying there's somebody that shouldn't be here on our site. Can you come and have a look?
I was over there.
Yeah.
I've came off to where they want me to be. Here.
And now
it's just an issue of...
we don't want you to be here either.
That's different.
Because you're flying your drone over private property. And,
which is allowed.
The businesses don't like it. So I'm asking you kindly if you would not do it.
I'm afraid I do have to decline that request. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You are being polite.
Yeah.
You're not being aggressive or hostile, right? And this guy's been polite.
That's not my nature.
No, but I have it. I've had it.
Yeah. I'm sure you
I'm not going to be hostile back to you for no reason. But I am going to stay out here, do that flight again, and I'm going to move on. But if there is another company along here that takes my interest, I'll do the same thing. I don't know yet if there is.
Right.
If there isn't, then I'll leave.
Okay. So I'm then asking you to remove yourself from site. You're refusing.
You don't have the authority to do that for no reason.
Just that it's a private estate, and I don't want you taking video footage of private businesses who are paying a service charge for the security that's delivered on the site.
You guys are doing a good job of security.
Trying.
You challenged me, but you don't want to overstep the mark, you know? That makes sense.
What do you mean overstep the mark?
Well, to kick me off here
Yeah.
would be infringing somebody's rights, in my opinion.
Right.
But
under what act?
well, it's publicly accessible.
Okay, so there's somebody that protects your public access rights on private property.
If the police turn up, they should.
So do we have to call the police and ask them?
Trespassing is a civil matter.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's not really a police issue. But if you feel like you're in the right to remove me from here, and obviously I'm going to carry on, and you feel that...
You know, the longer this goes on,
Yeah.
the more the companies are going to call us going, why is somebody filming our private property?
So you tell them the right thing and say, there's
He's
nothing we
allowed
can
to
do,
do
he's allowed to do it. As long as he doesn't come on the site, essentially. You've got to keep everybody happy, but you can't tell them something that you're not really allowed to do. Really, yeah?
I don't quite...
The thing you can do,
Yeah.
he's admitted on film that he has trespassed
Yeah.
on private property.
I've been over there.
Which
Yeah.
is private. You admitted it.
It's only trespassing when you're told to leave, because I may well have had a legitimate reason to be there. They've revoked the access verbally and I've left, right?
As have I, though, have I not?
That's a private business.
This is private property.
That doesn't have public access.
Nor do,
I can't just park my car in there.
this has access because I allow it, because we allow it on our private land.
Do you see the difference? That lorry driver's just taking his break there.
Who's one of our tenants, Malco Freight.
You can't just drive in there and have his break in there, because they're probably going to say, what are you here for, mate?
Yeah.
Right? Do you see the difference? It's
Yeah.
a little bit different. I'm not going to cause a problem today other than filming.
But you have, because they're not happy about it.
That's not my problem, mate. I've not done nothing wrong, have I?
Whose problem is it?
Theirs.
Well, because they want to keep their privacy.
They've got a building,
Yeah.
so they're
There's
inside.
windows in it,
Yeah,
a
but
door that was open.
yeah, but
you
I
were
haven't.
filming.
I haven't gone in. I haven't tried to, you know, like film people's faces close up for no reason. They came out to me, and granted, the camera was on at the time. But other than that, you know, if it makes you guys feel better, I will stay on your pathways, and I won't venture onto their land at all. I'll stay
Your
here.
drone stays on our pathways and
The drone-
doesn't venture into private space.
The drone has to go over, as in
Why does it have to go over?
it's allowed
It's
to.
private property. They're in the airspace above the building.
Do they? Testing you now.
We have no jurisdiction in airspace. The only people who have jurisdiction up there is the aviation, which he should have on his phone a drone assist, which will tell you if anything's been red listed,
You know, it's just stuff. This one.
so they
I'm
can't
impressed, mate.
fly over.
Yeah. So the company doesn't own the airspace essentially. So I'm not going to fly in at head height. I'm going to be nice and high, like you saw me.
And I take it as under 250.
Well, you saw it, right? Yeah, it's 249. Yeah. You see, security, very good. We get security
I know,
coming out telling us
pay
we
a lot
can't
of
do that.
money for security.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he must have done some extra training to know that.
249, they can fly anywhere 50, 54 or 50 metres above.
What
They
the-
can fly over top of people. They don't need insurance. But if
Do
it's-
have insurance actually, but
if it's over 250, then it has to stay 100 and some odd feet above the place, and they can't fly over crowded people.
he watches the videos, he does.
No, we don't.
You've definitely seen the videos at some point. So look,
Just read.
I think you've seen videos and gone, let me look that up, right? In case I get caught out, I reckon. And you've done your homework so that if it ever happens, you know what to do, right?
So you just
That's great.
post these on YouTube or something, do you?
Yeah, social media, Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube, get paid for it.
Yeah.
People finding interesting because obviously they're kind of cool what they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got other companies that are very unique and
Yeah.
interesting, and if any staff want to talk about what they do,
Yeah.
that's great, you know. It can be free advertising if it goes positively. We test security to see if they follow the rules, and this guy clearly knows, other than the trespassing bit, he knows about the drones, which is very good. You don't get that all the time. So
Your choice.
that's what the video's
You
about.
can ask them to leave,
Well, I have asked him to leave, but he's refused to leave.
and then the only other option you have is to call the police, and they will come.
Well, you know, it seems ridiculous that I've got to call the police.
I agree with that.
Nicely,
I agree with that.
for you to stop doing what you're doing, but you're not prepared.
What
to.
do you think the police would do if they come?
As you've already trespassed, they will probably ask you to leave the site.
To leave this site?
Yeah, as it's private.
I'll put money on it, they won't do that. They won't move me off your site. I guarantee you that.
That's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Because even if they turn up and for whatever reason you've got the really bad police officer comes and goes, oh come on, you need to leave, I wouldn't leave. Not off your road, because it's publicly open. Come on guys, it's open, isn't it?
Well, it's open to our occupiers, yeah, and their suppliers.
And visitors and
you-
customers.
You're just not listening to what I'm saying. I'm asking
Of course I am.
you really kindly,
Yeah.
because the businesses on this site have moved here because they want security and privacy for their business.
Some of these businesses, parks, they have a massive fence around their companies, and then whoever rents it gets that fence. So you guys could have that. It would be a little bit more secure. Like data centres have that, don't they? Stuff.
Obviously, because the whole site's fenced off.
The what, sorry?
The whole site's fenced off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the perimeter fence
The
is
only way you
fenced
can
off.
get in is through
Okay, yeah, yeah.
the gate where the barriers are at the gatehouse.
I just mean you do have more secure sites where data centres operate or
Yeah, we don't.
covert police sites operate, and they rent the building because it's so, you know, you've got a gate round and a big
Yeah.
thick thing. And
You know, what we're trying to do here is create a nice working environment and community where people feel safe.
yeah,
And big, large fences around buildings don't generally create that type of atmosphere. You know, we want people walking around the estate
Yeah,
at
yeah.
lunchtime feeling safe and not being watched.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you have to strike the balance of, if there's a public photographer on the publicly open parts, you can go away and say, right, we're going to watch him on the camera. That's all we can do. I'm pretty sure he'll be watching me on the camera if you...
Do we try the police? I mean, we've never had this in before, so you know, I feel like we need to explore all the avenues so we understand our rights as well.
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, will they even come out?
How about for now?
Yeah.
Depends what you
Give them
say.
a call them and ask them to come and have a chat. Please chat.
Yes. You can do
And
that.
until they arrive, if you'd refrain from filming, that would
I'm
be
on a
great.
tight schedule.
Yeah.
This video was almost finished when you arrived here.
So you were doing this to a schedule then?
As in, I've got... If I wait an hour for the police to arrive,
Yeah. You
That's an-
don't have to wait. You could go before they
okay,
arrive.
but if I want to do another company,
But you've just said you're on a tight schedule.
meaning
You're filming all of
This
these
vi-
within a schedule.
this company needs to have its drone footage. So I landed the drone, right? I'm going to take the drone back up, do a 10-minute flight, talk on there, show whatever I see from
This
above,
company
talk
don't
about
want
it.
the drone. They've called saying they don't want the drone.
It's unfortunate. It's allowed to go over.
But where does the schedule come into it then?
What I mean is, my day to day,
Yeah.
this is my first location to film.
Yeah.
I'm not only
On
making one
your-
video today,
on
I'm
your
making
programme.
many videos today.
Yeah.
Today is my filming day and tomorrow. So the more videos I make, it's better for business, right?
Yeah. So if you've got many, could you not go and do the other ones and come back when we've got this
Yeah,
straightened
but
down?
it'll be on your site because I'm going to walk off, and on my way out, if anything takes...
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Well, guys, the drone is up. It seems that he's got some people to come out. Let's hurry up and get this drone footage done. There's the yard. There's the satellite dish. And there's the solar panels. Oh, I don't like this being interrupted all the time. I want to get the drone footage and get the hell out of here. There's the back of the place. Brought them with you.
No, it's just come back and have a chat. You've also got your drone. You just one.
Right, give me 5 minutes. Hello, how you doing?
Dave Bird, I'm the owner in DB.
Good.
my-
Good to meet you, mate.
my-
Give me 5 minutes. Because what it is, I've started droning. He turned up. I landed it straight away. I don't want to land it again and then take it off.
Yeah.
I'm half done with the flight. That's where I am at the minute. I'm nice and high.
You are small enough not to affect our friends from the American military, aren't you?
What's that, sorry? I'm small enough to...
No, it's,
So, at this bit of land,
Yep.
falls within the flight path for both Mildenhall and Lakenheath.
Yeah.
So without
Because
a
we've
drone,
done
without a license,
Yep.
we know that this area. To be fair, it was just a friendly thing of. I assume that I can.
That's what we go by. Controlled airspace map.
Okay, that's cool.
See the red circles? Obviously, we can't go there.
That's fine.
So I've checked that. Where we are at the moment. Wait for it to load.
That's fine. We've all,
Is okay.
That's cool.
There's
We've
no-
always had permission and spoken to the towers at Mildenhall when we've done stuff. That's all.
For a bigger drone, you may need to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
right.
Because yours is a little bit smaller. We've had big.
I wouldn't have thought though you'd need to request permission for that. Not here, unless they have anything temporary going on, like a temporary restriction, which can happen.
We've done it but that's what we've done.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
That's
As a company, it's probably.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what-
got you.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, I'm up at 71 meters.
Probably not.
The max is 120 meters for any drone anymore now, legally, 400 feet, and that's the maximum depth that an airplane can come down to without some kind of random landing or whatever, right? Yeah. So it's like the safe height.
Okay, that's cool.
And do you go up to that height from this point straight up and then fly across so that you're not looking in the windows and at the
So,
security
I'm that high at the moment.
images? Yes, but how quickly did it go straight up there? Because like
Yeah,
you said,
pretty much straight up,
the
to be fair.
security is the main
Yeah.
point for the businesses here on the site.
I mean, if I drop down a little bit, this is 50 meters. If I say that, I won't go any lower than that.
That's fine.
That's the lowest I'll go.
It's sort of
You
the
guys
other
happy with that?
It's sort of the other content
Yeah,
you've got.
There's some probably better quality stuff on our website, to be fair. Because it was a professional guy
Yeah,
that came
yeah, yeah.
and did it all. Because we're keen to show off our...
But it's the other
Do you want to give me a few minutes,
Sorry,
mate?
fellows.
I'll just get what I've got to get.
Finish that and then
I'll land it,
talk about the
and
other
then if you want to,
content
yeah.
Because that's the bit that worries us.
Okay, give me a few minutes. All right, no problem. Let's have a quick look then. 3 disabled bays in this one. There's not a lot to see, to be honest. You've got a little outbuilding there with glass over. It's a very nicely maintained driveway, isn't it, though? Loads of solar panels. Did you say 100 kilowatt? And we'll get a little photo as well. It's a beast of a company next door, robotic place there. Let's just have a quick nosy because we will end up doing a few more while we're here. That one over there looks interesting, doesn't it? What else have we got? Yeah. Let's get a little photo then of this one. Oh, we've got somebody else coming over. Not for us though. I'm going to get down now. I'm finished with the flight. All right. All done.
So you're right. You're off now and finished?
Your company's finished. Yours is done. I don't normally walk around.
No, well,
But because
you're
of the-
not allowed to, it's against the law. It's private property, as you know. But all
Good.
done then? Finished?
I'm all done with DV broadcast. It's finished.
Okay.
It's my first location of the day, that was, so got a few more to do along here, and then I'm going to go. What if they take my interest? I'm not going to do it for no reason. If they don't, I won't do it.
Okay.
I just don't want to say to you I'm going to leave now if...
Yeah. So
Because-
can we follow you along the road then until you
I'd rather
decide
not.
which ones you...
You say we, you mean you guys or you two?
No, if you're done with us, we're...
Yeah, I'm done with you guys.
Unless
I'm
you
still-
hardly
I'm
wants
still interested
some
in it.
help.
I'm still interested in the content that you
Yeah.
have filmed at close proximity to our building.
Go on.
Because
Give me
I'm, that isn't right, and I am massively concerned about
We've
security.
got some expensive equipment with the kind of industry we work in with
Yeah.
media companies, and there's a lot of expensive equipment. So to publicise what that is, it's of no value to Joe Bloggs in the street at all.
Right.
But it is valuable equipment. So we obviously have
Where would
concern.
that be so I can go on?
And through any window you have shot through.
Well,
So-
the meeting room's all right, isn't it? That's
Well, no,
the
but it's
thing.
almost
It's
So the-
it's
I don't
into the
understand.
labs
I
and
don't-
things.
I'm still perplexed as to what.
So there's a window around the far side I zoomed in on where somebody came into the window and spoke to me. The only thing I zoomed into was a whiteboard with some writing on it. Right? The other thing, along here somewhere, I zoomed into some wiring on a desk quite far near your door on the
It's
right hand
all-
side.
It's all.
I'm happy not to include that in the video. I'm happy not to publish the 2 window shots. Other than that, it would be when I walked to the shutter
Yeah.
and spoke to your man in there. But that was outside the shutter, I didn't go in there.
Yeah, but you shot into the building, and you were all standing on private property.
At that point, you're correct. The camera would have captured inside of the
Done.
inside of the
That's
shutter.
That's not right, is it?
But rest assured, it's a wide lens, so it would have been fully zoomed out. It's going to be very small, kind of, if that makes sense to you. It wouldn't be like a mobile phone camera.
And
It makes loads
What's
of
your-
sense because of what we do.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
well, what's your purpose though? What's your purpose for that? To do that? I don't really understand.
I make videos on companies,
Yeah.
and be it you guys haven't enjoyed my visit today, but very often guys will come out, or women, and say, oh yeah, we do X, Y, Z. We do this, we do that, we supply to so-and-so. So for the viewer, that's informative. And the second part of the video is to see if security, or people like this gentleman here, respect our right to film from the outside. Granted, today I've come on, don't usually do that. That's because I had a little tip-off that you do TV licensing van detectors here,
Okay.
and I wanted to see if you do without asking.
Right.
I would normally stay here and do it from there.
Right.
But we get a lot of people like yourself coming out from the company and saying, you can't film our building. From here, obviously we can, right? But
This is private property as well, as far as I'm
Yeah.
aware.
but
So
let's
don't
say this was a
make-
public road.
so
Yes.
wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah.
We
it's
do have
not.
people coming out.
It's not a public
If
road.
this was
though.
public,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we all totally look. None of us are having a gripe about the public bit,
No,
and
it's
rights
right.
of if it was the difficulty is
And it's
there's
just
a bit of a line around this business park and 2 individual plots. on it.
Forgetting the business park, because obviously that's his responsibility.
That is definitely his conversation.
Pretend your company was somewhere else and it was a public road.
Yep.
We do have people like yourself coming out and saying, you can't film our building. So we do it to highlight.
Oh, okay.
We
Well, in
can.
Which case, oh, okay.
That's all it
In which
is.
case,
and
then
we've
that,
treated, we've been fair with you on that, I think, haven't we? We haven't.
Yeah, you kicked me off your site, which is what you're allowed to do.
Yeah,
And
okay.
yeah, you haven't had an issue with me filming from here, have you?
I think
You may not
we
like it, but you
have,
haven't-
I feel uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
We feel
no,
uncomfortable
I
because it
respect
was-
your
You
rights.
You haven't tried to stop it, no, great.
No,
Yeah.
and we let you
Yeah,
finish
yeah.
the drone filming because
You did.
Because again, you know, we're not.
But we have companies come out and say, you can't fly over my building, when legally you can,
Well,
right?
Yeah, well, the area.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest with you, we're not-
But you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
They come out and say, oh, it's our airspace, you can't fly up there.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't work like that. We all
So-
know that.
So we highlight that,
Oh,
Alright.
okay,
or
that's
not
fine.
that. Yeah,
Alright.
that's all it is.
That's fine, because that's different.
It's like flexing the rights that we have to film, fly drones over sites, to see who knows the law, to see who doesn't. If they don't, we educate them a little bit.
Okay.
So this security guy, actually, to be fair to him, knows a fair bit about drones. Whether or not he's watched the videos and he's gone, right, that can't be me, I'm going to research it, but he knows the stuff. So with him, it wouldn't work. But another place I might go there, security come over, not allowed.
Yeah.
So we teach them to go, you are allowed.
Thank you for the lesson.
Sorry that you guys have been in
you for the
part of that, but it's nothing
Alright, and
against
what's
you,
your
what you
name?
do. Call me DJ.
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 And we'll,
Yeah.
we'll see the video, no doubt.
You'll see it at some point, mate.
Cool.
It's you're
So I'm
confident you'll see
DJ,
it.
DJ Bird. That is my.
Your initials DJ as well?
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
Cool.
Good to meet you, DJ.
Nice. Cool. Nice one. Cheers.
No, good to meet you, mate. All right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Hopefully,
no,
have a good
cheers.
day. All right.
With Pete.
I won't include the window shots if it makes you feel better.
It's a security. It is a security.
Yeah.
We are. You know, it's the.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, the stuff. Even probably what was on the white. I don't know what's on the whiteboard, but some of
That
what we
was
do
some
is
of
sensitive.
Spencer's stuff that didn't make sense.
I won't
to
include the
me.
window shots. It's fine, mate. I'm not here to like aggravate you on purpose.
Actually, that's.
We're,
just don't-
we're worried about, being broken into because somebody thinks something's.
Yeah.
That's our concern.
You've been polite. If you'd have come out kicking off, going, "Oh, you can't do this," I'd have said to you, "I've zoomed into every window and I'm going to put it up there." But you haven't done that. So I can work with you, mate.
As long as,
Yeah, I won't do it.
yeah.
No need to.
No.
I didn't see anything.
No.
So it's not going to benefit me to put it up there.
I was going to say, yeah,
But it will upset you or worry you if I do.
It is a worry.
So I'd rather not do it.
Yeah, okay.
It won't help me put it up, will it? So.
Appreciate that. Cheers.
No problem, guys. You have a good day, all right? Cheers, man. Oh, he's on the phone, is he? Are they coming out, are they?
We're just a bit concerned about our nursery, our children's nursery.
Where's that? I think I saw that.
Just up here. You know,
I'm not going to film the nursery, mate.
How do I know that?
So I'm not,
you know, it's a private
because
nursery.
I've got morals. I'm not going to.
Yeah. Obviously, DB have enabled that for you to finish your filming. I need to go into CMR and Thor Labs and CCL.
I'm not necessarily going to go there.
I know, but
I'm going to have a walk around.
Warn them because they're going to call me and say,
okay.
We've got somebody filming outside the building.
What do they do? Robotics, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Quite far over that way I saw with the drone, another very large grey, dark grey building.
Yeah.
What would that be? Because I can avoid it if you tell me
So
it's nothing exciting.
They import and distribute residential doors.
Distribution. Okay, so I'll probably avoid that.
Yeah.
Look, I'll have a walk along here. I'll go... That's left, isn't it, what you just said? I'll go right.
Right is up towards the nursery.
I know where the nursery is because I pulled in there to turn around and go back off site in my car. No need to film a nursery, mate. I'm not...
No, I don't know.
Because
we've never met. So
it would give the viewers the wrong idea, wouldn't it? If I go around and film a school,
yeah,
and I claim to be auditing a school, people are going to comment on that and go, it's a kid's place, you know.
Yeah.
We don't do schools, nothing like that.
Okay.
Colleges, schools, we avoid all that.
Yeah.
Industrial places, usually.
Yeah.
Or high security buildings.
I'm still going to have to go into these places because it would be... They'll be looking to me to inform them as to what's going on the site.
Can't you wait and see if you get a call? You might not get a call.
Well, I'll leave Pete with you, and Pete can call me and let me know which ones you're doing.
I'm not necessarily going to do any, it just depends what I see.
Yeah, I understand. But
I don't want to lie to you. If I see an interesting one, I will do it. But
it creates me a management headache whereby we're in control of security,
yeah,
yet I can't do anything. And they will call me, so I just need to...
You have boundaries, don't you? You've done what you can.
Exactly.
You've done more than a lot of people would do. So let's just see what the score is with him, and I'm going to crack on and walk up. What's going on?
Police are on.
Are they actually coming out, are they?
Yeah, they're coming to attend.
No way. Did you ring 101? Not 999, mate.
We go straight through.
You didn't ring 999. Oh, did you?
We go straight through.
So 999 call?
Yeah.
But there's no emergency.
There is an emergency.
What's the emergency?
You trespassed.
That's a civil matter. It's not even a criminal matter.
And you was asked to leave.
And I left. No, I didn't.
You've been asked to leave here.
No, that's different. They revoked my right and I've my access, I've left.
He knew you're right.
Yes, but you can't hear.
You can, because they paid for it.
It doesn't matter.
And as you come in, you must have seen the barriers as you drove in.
So you could say to me now, I revoke your access, and I follow that and I leave. And then I have an appointment at a company, let's say, I do. Because I could have organised one just to prove a point, right?
Yep.
And then I say to them, well, I've been kicked off the site. See how that would conflict? So you guys can't really remove somebody's right here, because...
Well, then you can apply to Grosvenor to come back on the site.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got a company that want to engage with you, that's fine. I'm quite happy to facilitate a conversation between the company.
We're wasting a lot of time.
We are.
You seem like a busy man. Yeah? You get back to what you do best,
yes,
mate, which is whatever.
To call the police out, which is even worse.
I do agree with that. I don't like the police attending for no reason.
We struggle for them to come out to anything,
right?
Alone.
Yeah, but there's a guy with a camera. They'll come out, won't they? They'll come out. They always come out for a camera.
Pete, can you just give me a call when they're here?
Yeah.
And I hope you
won't
don't
be long,
take
mate.
any more footage, but if you do, if you could let me know who it is, I can contact them.
I won't be long, mate.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks for being polite, all right?
Bye.
Why'd you ring 999, mate?
So perfect.
Right. No, but I'm pretty sure I just said call the police, right? There's no emergency, mate. You know that. There's not.
It could be.
There's not.
It's never
No one's in any immediate danger.
Only me.
There's no crime happening as we speak.
There is. I'm missing the cop.
Civil. Yeah, that's the crime. So private parks like this, they're not always, a lot of the time they do try and like say, oh, you can't film on the site or whatever, because it's publicly open, accessible. You can, and it's just,
You can.
it's just one of them
You
things.
can have your rights removed from the site.
I disagree. I disagree. I would. I'm sure you're going to do a bit of research later and check, and I'll do the same, but pretty sure it's fine, because anybody can just drive in essentially, and you can't like ban somebody from the site, right?
Yeah, we can.
Can you?
Yeah. If they break the law or do something wrong,
Right, if they break the law, maybe,
then we can
Maybe.
ask them to leave the site and not come back. Like if you speed, what's the speed limits around here?
but generally you'd have to have every business consent and say, we don't want that person on our site either. And every business would sign the document, then
But
then
on
yeah.
the site, even that property there, that's their property,
I get that.
but it's Grovemere's
Yeah.
land.
I get it.
They rent the land from Grosvenor.
I'm going to carry on walking. I'm going to have a look around. If I find anything worth doing, I'll do it. If I don't, mate, I'll go. There's no point hanging around for no reason. But if the police are coming,
Yeah, they said they're going to be in attendance.
did they grade what it, or
I don't know what they've done to it. She
what did you say over the phone? What's happened, like? Yeah.
just explained what's happened.
Yeah.
You're flying a drone. Told them that was excuse me, under 250.
Oh right. You told them all that. See, you know your drone stuff, mate. You know, like that's good. You've got your blue badge on display. That's good as well.
See, if you'd have been off site, then there wouldn't be a problem. You could fly on your drone all day long, because then you're on public space.
Yeah.
But private space is something different.
Yeah. But these private parks and business parks, you could call it a grey area, but we are allowed to be on them, and there's nothing security can do, unfortunately. It's just,
Yep, you are allowed on here. You can have your rights removed, just the same as if you went to a post office and you was filming in a post office. They can trespass.
but that's not a
you.
publicly accessible area. That's still a
That is-
private business.
If you're in the lobby, it's public accessible.
Police station lobby is.
So it's a post office lobby, because there's, now what did I read? Don't quote me on this, I think it's poster A,
I'm not sure about that one.
where it says you can film in a post office, but under certain conditions.
But it's open.
It's private.
I'm gonna have a walk around now, and I'm gonna head back to wherever you are on the gate. I'm gonna have a good look at that gate.
You can't miss it. That's got two
Well, I did, because I drove in and I didn't see it the first time.
great big bollards there, and the gatehouse is, as you're going out, that'll be to the right, and the barriers are illuminated in green.
Do you have a sign on the front saying that you guys still have the right? Can't think of the word. So basically, you reserve the right to kick somebody off if you want to.
There is signs around here somewhere.
Because on the port, you know, ports in the country, there's a big sign on the gatehouse saying the port reserves the right, I think it may be under a bylaw, to basically remove your access if they want to.
Yeah, I know under section, well, I can't remember now, of the Criminal Act, you do have the right to come on sites with public accessible, but the owners of the sites do have the right to revoke it and ask you to leave if you're causing a disturbance.
I can understand that, but filming on its own is not, and even though people's feelings may not be happy about it, it has to be reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Because you could say, well, you're walking up and down with white trainers on, there's a guy over there, he hates white trainers, you need to leave, and that's unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
So,
But as this is all private, I keep saying that,
yeah.
you cause a disturbance when you trespass on our property.
It becomes trespassing when they told me to leave, right?
Yep.
And I left.
And you was asked to leave here as well.
But I've reassured them, that's what we're talking about, aren't we?
Good.
So I've told you guys I'm going to stay on the public path from now on. I won't go on to companies unless they call me over or whatever. I'll stay on the road and the path, and I'll film from there. So I'm not going to cause any disturbances other than filming. if the camera itself causes a disturbance, that's not my fault
Yeah, well, when
directly.
we're not feeling police or feeling security.
That's it, right? You do watch the videos.
No, I just read.
You have before.
I just read.
Because people always comment on them saying the feelings police. Police turn up to a matter that they don't need to and go, oh, yeah, but he doesn't want you doing that. And we're like, yeah, but if it's legal, you shouldn't be implementing the law, like implementing the feelings. Just say he can do it. Sorry that you may not like it, but he's allowed to. But police don't all the time. They
No,
feelings
if it's
police.
on public, great, not a problem.
If I was filming you in public and you said to the police, I don't want to be filmed, and they say, yeah, but he can, we can't stop him. Or they might say to me, why are you filming? He doesn't want you to film him. Then they're feelings police, aren't they?
There's no, let me get this right.
Yeah,
There's no right to privacy in public,
yeah.
but this in public is private.
Who have you watched before? DJ Audits, or who do you watch?
I don't.
I'm sure you've seen a video or two before. You said auditor, you must have watched a few, mate.
The order I've done is when I've done my course.
Yeah.
They showed
Did they show a few videos, did they?
a couple of videos of what you do. Well, I'll say you, but
Do you know whose videos they used? Was it DJ Audits? That's not me, by the way, but I know DJ. He does industrial sites normally.
do you know what? I can't remember who you were because that's such a long time ago.
You've got Auditing Britain. He does like police stations and prisons a lot.
Yeah, these were police stations. So it
May have been
it.
Auditing Britain.
I don't know.
And you've got DJ Audits, who does only this kind of thing. What I'm doing today with the drone. He has a
There was
drone.
one old bloke.
PJ Audits with dreadlocks.
Yeah,
PJ.
it was one of his videos they showed.
He does industrial, to be fair, and sometimes construction sites as well. Yeah.
But no, I don't watch
Yeah, but
them.
you've been taught, and you've.
I know what the bits are,
That's good.
what I can do, what I can't do.
So if you were working on a different site, if you were manning the gate for that security for that company, and this was a public road, you'd know exactly what's going on. If a guy stood out here flying the drone, you'd be like, yeah, carry on, right? If it was a public road.
I would still come and say, hello mate, what you doing?
Yeah, of course.
Take home.
You've got to make your judgment, right, on what you think they're there for.
Yeah,
But if you picked up they were auditing, you'd let them fly the drone over and stuff because you can't stop them, right? Whereas a lot of security, I'm sure you've seen it or heard of it, they don't like it, no?
no, they don't like it. They don't like being filmed.
They come out and say, no drone allowed.
I guess you as an auditor, when I see you go broke,
Yeah, you know, most of them have that. I've got the zoom cam.
So
It's
I
not
guess-
covert, is it?
I guess what you was doing,
Yeah.
but
We heard that they do TV licensing vans, the equipment for the vans that goes around outside the house. So obviously if they did do that there,
no, you don't.
people would enjoy watching that because everyone hates the TV licensing agency, right? And they think it's a scam and all that lot. So it would have made a good video for that reason.
Yeah,
See?
no, they don't. I'm afraid to say.
So that's why I targeted them first. I wouldn't have came onto the site other than that company.
Yeah, you see, if you'd have stopped at the gatehouse or went to the office, they'd have said, oh yeah, just stay on whichever.
Nah, they wouldn't have let me. Not after this.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got to this stage, would you?
I don't know. I'm allowed to walk along here, so I would have got to here.
Yeah, but if you'd have gone there, they'd have known what you was doing.
Yeah, they wouldn't have liked it, would they?
They're pretty laid back, actually. That's only for the fact that we've had complaints
Yeah.
that we've come out.
But you guys do need to tell the company he's allowed to do it. I'm sure those two guys that come out now are they'll know now. They know what it is now, and
Yeah, you're allowed to do it from private, public.
if it's accessible, you can film on it.
To a certain degree.
I don't mean a building or a company. That's different.
Well, no, because if this was a public road, you could stand there and you could record it.
If I got done speeding along here, it's enforceable by the police. Because if you get caught speeding on a public road, it's classed as, if the public have access to it, it's a public road in terms of speeding. So in my opinion, if you can get caught speeding on it, it's publicly open.
But the police don't come on here because it's private.
But if they did,
Even, what are they, them who do the lorries.
if I caused a disturbance here, if I started shouting and effing and the police were here and witnessed it, I'd get done for public order. It's not public, but the public have access to it, so in a way it is, because anybody could technically be here with their kid and then they'd hear me swearing and
we don't have kids.
No, but you've got a nursery around the corner, so it, you know.
And then you go to the nursery and you've got the soft play area.
You could have anybody here, and that could happen. So I'm going to crack on, mate. I'm going to stay on the site for a little bit. I'm going to walk up there. The police, if they turn up, I'll speak to them.
As you heard, I'm just going to be following it.
You do what you like, mate, but...
And then whoever you film, I'll film Harvey and he'll film them. And
all right. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I don't find anything, I'll go. So nice talking.
Yep.
Good to know your stuff on the drones.
So what's your site at?
You'll see it.
I don't, not unless I look.
Yeah, if you look, you'll find it.
So give us a clue, what's your initials?
Not going to give anything away.
Oh, some of them do key rings.
DJ Audits gives key rings. I met him for the first time 2 days ago at the London protest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I met him. Nice guy. Yeah, he gives the key rings out. I haven't got key rings.
So how am I supposed to find the site? What's this going to be classed as?
It might have TV licensing in the title.
Well, they don't do TV licensing.
No, but the title will be something like I'll try and put that in the title because people will want to watch that. That's what I came for, so.
Yeah. But you was misinformed.
Maybe.
Because they don't do that sort of thing.
Maybe they used to. They went really funny in there when I asked them about it.
That's because they have sensitive stuff what they said.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, they don't do TV license and bands. Nothing like that.
You'll see the video. But if I give you the channel, the other guys that are on the video may not want to be on the video, and they may try and put complaints in, and it's a headache.
Yeah.
If I give you the channel, they get a head start to that. They'll be there waiting for it, rather than being told a few days later that, oh, there's a video out with you on, you know.
To a certain degree, but even if they put a complaint in, you then still have time.
Not always.
To revoke it or do whatever.
Put a blur on the face. It's a lot of work. A lot of time I don't have.
I have to go.
And even then, it can be removed.
Yeah, but I have to do it sometimes.
To do what?
Put blurs on.
Right. Why just put a blur on?
Different people, different things.
For what? Do you make videos?
For all sorts.
Sorry?
For all sorts. This is a cambered site. There's over 40 cameras.
Oh, so if you
on
supply a data request, then you've got to blur. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Either way, it's a lot of work, so I don't give channels out unless the whole interaction's really positive. Then I'll give it out because obviously they're not going to care.
Yeah.
But your main man probably won't want to be on the video, and one of them probably won't want to be on the video. So I'll let you find the video.
But I was positive.
You were great, mate. Apart from the, you know, the publicly accessible road, you got everything spot on today.
It is public accessible, but it's still private.
Can't revoke the right to be here, I don't think, mate.
I think you can under section.
We'll wait and see when the police turn up, if they turn up.
I don't know what, I can't remember the section. I know there's a section under the Criminal Act where you have the right to access, but I can't remember under what section.
So I saw a video on DJ Audits, and it was very similar. And he knows his stuff on the law. It's one auditor that knows, he really does know his stuff. And he was like, same as me. Same thing, like. And that was a port. Ports are a bit more strict.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm going to crack on, mate. My video's going to be over an hour long now, which is not good for the viewer.
You'll have to edit it.
Yeah, well, I can't take anything out, really, so. Have a nice day. Good to meet you.
With you.
You do what you need to do, mate. Don't get done for harassment though, will you?
Can't harass.
Watch me on the cameras and let the police do their job. No?
When I just think,
Where are they coming to? The gate?
no, they know you're down this road.
Okay.
So,
Alright, I'm gonna walk up and we'll see what I find.
yeah.
Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it.